My name is Drew Lang. I'm the founding principal of Lang Architecture and the founder of Brick and Wonder, which is a curated collective set up to connect and support leading professionals in real estate, design, and the built environment. Right now, we're in the midst of the coronavirus crisis, all isolated, most of us at home. I happen to be here in our studio. I walk here a short distance from home, and I'm isolated in our studio. It's a difficult time for all of us, and I'm going to talk a little bit today about the power and importance of connections. How important is it in business to forge connections? It's critically important. In fact, our connections and the degree to which they resonate, the degree to which they have meaning, the degree to which they're important and meaningful to other people, bears on our own significance, our own accomplishments, what we can and can't do, who we can and can't become. We often forget this, but as an architect, I know that without a client or a consumer, I don't have a project to work on. Without a contractor, I don't have a building partner. Without material suppliers, there are no materials to build the buildings with. We take these things for granted, but I think that in this time of crisis, this time of isolation, it's important to reflect on the importance of the other people that we work with and the degree to which we're dependent on them. Why is it particularly critical right now, during this fraught time, to have connections and to realize the importance of those connections? Well, we could sit around and wait until the crisis ends and hope we emerge okay, intact, with things to do on the other end, with our businesses intact, with our jobs intact, with our clients waiting to pick up the pieces with us and our partners. But hope is generally not a good strategy, and it's always better to be proactive, and particularly in this time of crisis when everyone's isolated. So as hard as it is, it's more important than ever to reach out to the people who are most important to us, our important connections from our past, but also to forge new connections. And a big part of what we do inside of the Brick and Wonder community is help people deepen the connections that they already have and forge new connections, providing a forum for people to come together. What are some of the ways we can bring these virtual connections that we're seeing play out right now back into the built world? Well, certainly coming out of this crisis, we're going to see more in the way of connectivity being part of our everyday, even more than it already was before, and particularly connectivity in the form of video. So fortunately, there's quite a lot of capacity, and inevitably we're going to want to bring that capacity to bear throughout the spaces where we live and work. So in the past, where we accepted awkward video conferences in our conference rooms, I don't think we're going to have tolerance for that anymore. And inevitably, we're going to be bringing those kinds of functions more to our homes so that we can connect with our business peers and our personal contacts as well. So our televisions and desktop computers, not just our phones and our laptops, are going to be equipped certainly with video capability. And how do we integrate that into the architecture that we build? Well, we'll see. It'll be an interesting set of challenges. How potentially might architecture adjust to this new societal necessity? Inevitably, people are going to be paying more attention to what their offices look like in their homes, so that they can accommodate the work that they need to do at home. Invariably, people are going to want more capacity in their refrigeration and freezers. I think they're going to pay more attention to their kitchens even than they have before. Cooking is a place, as we know, of not just necessity, but also solace and connectivity, warmth and connection. And it's that place of connection that I hope is something of a silver lining coming out of this, more of a connection to the spaces that we inhabit, particularly our homes. I think that a lot of people take their homes for granted, not just the relationships they have, but the places where they live. And now that we're all spending so much time at home, we realize more than ever how important the space is that we inhabit for a great bulk of our life. So I'm going to wrap up by just saying that the connection between people and the connection between place is resonating right now, and it's up to us to make that meaningful, not just in this time right now, but coming out of it and beyond.